First, I'd like to talk about Italy. As we know, Italy is a developed industrial country. The private economy is a mainstay, accounting for more than 80% of GDP, and we can read the risk part ourselves. Well, there are 7 parts for our group assignment, and my name is JIAQI. I'd like to talk about part 1 and part 2. Well, as for part 1, the consumption in Italy for global economic crisis of 1808, and there are too much details that I given on the screen. So, as for the conclusion, non-durable goods appear to be in a better position than durable goods, with production of shoes and clothing showing a small increase of 0.8% and 1% in the fourth quarter of 2008. Of course, we can analyze the economical situation by the LIANG curve, and the result of the combination of the two reflect in the ISM model is that both the IS curve also shifts to the left. As for the COVID-19 crisis, there is a brief description on the screen, and the Italy declared a various of solution for the epidemic, and we can see the result on the PowerPoint. Well, we can also analyze the situation by the ASAD model, and we can see that the overall consumption level of Italian people decreased due to the restriction on going out and something else. Of course, the AS curve shifts to the left. We can find it on the photo. As for the part 2, the investment in the Italy for the global economic crisis of 2008. There are too much data on the PowerPoint, so I do not to talk about it. We can read it by ourselves. And I also analyzed the situation by the LM curve. We can find that reflect in the ISM model, both the LM curve shift sharply to the left, and the economy moves from the original point A to point B. Sorry, I cannot mark it on the photo. The point A is here and the point B is here. It leads to a rise in interest rates from R. As for the investment in the COVID-19, well, there is a brief introduction on the screen, and we do not have too much time to read it, but we can find that the Italian government take a various solution for the epidemic and increase the GDP.
Hi, doctor. My name is YUNHAO. This is part 3, balance of payment. First, let's look at the economic condition of 2008 crisis. Compared to the same period of 2007, the current account and financial account increased by 0.45% and 0.22% respectively. Capital account decreased compared to the same period of 2007 by 0.023%. The measures to overcome 2008 crisis. In response to the economic crisis of 2008, Italy reduced both imports and exports, and the trade balance deficit decreased by 1.2%. At the same time, Italy had reduced the possession of foreign assets by citizens, increasing by 303%. The economic condition of COVID-19 crisis. In the 12 months ending in October to 2019, the current account surplus amounted to Euro 54.4 billion, equivalent to 3.1% of GDP. Italy's capital account had a decrease of 1736.19% compared to the capital account of the same period in 2018. Net acquisition of foreign assets in the financial account amounted to 61.1 billion from 22.8 in the corresponding period in 2018. The measure to overcome the COVID-19 crisis. To overcome COVID-19 crisis, Italy reduced its imports and exports with a 3.8% decrease in imports and a 13% decrease in exports in 2020 compared to 2019. And the net acquisition of foreign assets in the financial account amounted to 4,393 million euro as of September 2020, compared to the financial account in September 2019 deficit of 1,630 euros.
4. Inflation. Investment cost has risen and inflation has doubled. Italy's GDP deflator in 2008 was 123.2, a slight increase from 2007, indicating a further increase in investment cost. Italy's economic situation and development prospects in the near future are extremely bleak under the current international economic situation in serious crisis, weak markets, and weak economic growth. Affected by 50.9 surge in average in energy commodity prices, Italy's inflation rate reached 8.1% in 2022. The consumer price index, including tobacco, rose 0.3 month-on-month and 11.6% year-on-year in December 2022. The main reason for the slowdown in inflation in December was lower prices for energy commodities on processed food and transport service. 5. Unemployment. As September 2008, the unemployment rate was 6.7%, an increase of 0.5% month-on-month, and a sharp increase from the same period in 2007. In response to the current financial crisis, the Italian government has successfully introduced a relative rescue plan. The COVID-19 pandemic and social isolation measures and lockdown used to contain its spread among the Italian population was associated with occupational insecurity.
Hello everyone, my name is Yue. Today I want to share the economic situation of Italy during the 2008 global economic crisis and the COVID-19 crisis. Okay, for this topic, I will elaborate from two aspects. The first is output and economic growth. Italy plays an important role in the global market of goods, such as all kinds of equipment and also clothing and footwear accounts. From the picture on the right, you can see the change of Italy's real GDP. Okay, next. The COVID-19 pandemic has had a large impact on the Italian economy, and this table reports the contribution of the different measures to the GDP differential between the policy and the scenario. Next, let me introduce the interest rate. The two figures describe Italy's real interest rate and loan interest rate respectively. Generally speaking, interest rates are in the process of continuous decline. Okay, next. Especially the mortgage payment date showed that the mortgage transactions supporting the purchase of houses returned to a positive number. So that's all. Thank you.